Hello everyone and welcome back to Grand Order. They say you reap what you sow, and today we'll certainly be reaping the rewards of some of our labors. We got 24,000 more tickets to pick up, a mostly full loot box. It's gonna be a good day, as at least on this account we can gleefully spend most materials on for Ascension at least. Before we get to that, I'm just gonna quickly spend some of this AP I've had banking up, Probably don't need any of that XP right now. Hopefully don't need any gems from the training ground. But you know what we could always use more of? That's right, QP. Alright, one of you people get in the back. And we'll farm up some QP. Just need to spend enough so that we don't cap again. You know how it is. On dead weeks, you just farm a little bit, and then you get back to doing other stuff. Thankfully, this time, we got boxes to open. Right. Man, time freaking flies sometimes. I swear, I was at work, and it felt like just time would not move whatsoever. And then I got home and was like, alright, well, I gotta do groceries and dinner and clean up, and before I knew it, it was time to start the stream. Always a weird feeling. You're like, where the hell did all the time go? I swear I had 3 hours. Hey, how's it going, Poison? So I had 3 hours, and that time just disappeared. You're driving home from work. That's cool. Hope the drive isn't too long. I mean, I imagine it's a little bit long since you actually had time to pull up a Twitch stream. But I hope you're not stuck in the car for like 40 minutes in some shitty traffic or something. That always sucks. I like it when my commutes are really short, like 20 minutes max. Unless I cause them to be longer, like if I go out of my way to stop at stores or something. Usually with traffic, it's an hour and 30 minutes. But because of COVID, no traffic? And it's 30 minutes. Damn, that's really good. Yeah, I'm appreciating the COVID traffic that's back in effect now, but I'm not driving I'm not driving that far. It's usually like... At worst, it was like 30 minutes for me. Now it's like pretty consistently 15, 20. Which is pretty good. Yeah, hour and a half, yeah, hour and a half, man. That'd be like my whole evening. If I tried streaming with an hour and a half commute, I don't think I'd have dinner. I wouldn't even be able to have dinner or like get groceries or do any chores whatsoever. As is, I still can't like get too much studying done. I want to study Japanese, but it's like just when I'm ready to open my books, it's usually about time to start streaming. California traffic. Oh yeah, it's wonderful, isn't it? That reminds me of trying to drive literally anywhere in Toronto, which I haven't tried to do during... Actually, I've driven through Toronto like twice during the pandemic, and it was actually like super fast most of the time, relatively speaking, so I imagine it's relatively good, just depending on, especially in California, because I know LA has some particularly bad traffic, right? I believe it's LA, they have a couple highways that are just a complete mess all day, normally. I haven't actually done any driving on the West Coast, but I've heard from other people there are some highways that are just a nightmare all day. Yeah, North Cal, yeah. Yeah, I haven't even been to the West Coast. I've been to New York, and thankfully I did not have to drive there. I did unfortunately have to drive in Toronto, where the traffic is just about as bad. Although I'd say it's probably a little bit better. Or at least it's a little bit better because I know where to go in Toronto that doesn't have shit tons of traffic. And if you stay off main roads, it's not too bad. As long as you stay out of downtown, it's okay. Of course, that was my impression of New York too. Hard to tell. Either way, both cities are terrible to drive in. Yeah, at an hour and a half, I'd be like, where the heck is the public transport? There needs to be a subway line or a train line you can take to save some time. You just open up a podcast? Yeah. I can see doing that here and there on a long commute. I don't actually hate long drives once in a while, like usually up to about 2-3 hours, but usually up to about 2 hours. I don't have a problem with a drive. Kind of nice to be able to decompress, relax, listen to music, podcast, or a novel. Used to do about 2-ish hours driving every week, or a 2-hour drive every weekend, or so. It wasn't too bad, but I wouldn't want to do that every day because, like, some days, especially driving into work, be fucking exhausting. I'm not a morning person, and it's awful getting up. Let alone getting up like an hour early for work just to drive. But I live by myself, so I have a little bit more control than some people do, because I realize, like, some people, you know, I just have to care about work and groceries, really, whereas other people have, like, families that, you know, they have to care about things like schooling, what the neighborhood's like for their kids, where their significant other is working, stuff like that. That can really restrict where you live. Or just crazy expensive places, like, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I know how much downtown Toronto costs. I could probably do that. I could certainly do downtown Toronto or Vancouver. It'd just be crazy expensive. But I can see not wanting to live there if you're trying to get like a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment or want a nice house or something. Yeah, for me, commute distance is huge. A lot of time lost every day. It's a lot of time lost, even if it's just listening to music. If I want to listen to music that badly, what I usually do is just listen to music and wander around my apartment or go for a walk. I don't usually do that. Well, I don't do that every day anymore. I'm somewhat more productive now that I'm trying to stream consistently. Before I started streaming, some days I'd play games, other days I'd do like nothing. You only sleep about 4 hours. I hope you can manage that comfortably. I get about 6 hours sleep, and I generally find it's not enough, but I also can't sleep more than 6 hours, so ideally I want to like sleep 6 hours and then have a nap at some point during the day. Yeah, I can sort of function on 4 hours. It depends on how much thinking I actually have to do. If I can do like, if my tasks at work are like almost mindless, 4 hours is probably doable. And I've done it a few times, but some days, like this week, I actually have to spend the whole time thinking and trying to problem solve random shit, and that's not a good recipe when I'm on 4 hours of sleep. Yeah, I don't. Having low sleep requirements is nice. You still value your time though. Like, any time you spend driving to and from work is basically time your employer's getting off of you for free. Sucks, but it is what it is. At least that's how I see it. Because all that time is time, if you weren't employed, you would be doing something else. Ideally working from home or working on some personal project or literally anything. That's why you love audiobooks. Honestly, I'm still not a fan of audiobooks. I started listening to them because my commute was like averaging 30 minutes. And I could pretty reasonably slap one on and get somewhere in it without completely forgetting where I was going to and from work. And I feel like the pacing is really weird. I don't know if it's because I've read a lot of comics recently, but I kept getting the impression that the books I was reading were insanely slow. Which is kind of weird, because I read, like, The Name of the Wind and Mistborn. Those are the last two books I did. I also did a couple of the World of Warcraft books. Like the one about Rom Hellscream and something else. The narrator's good? Yeah, having a good narrator might help. I don't know. They just felt really slow to me. And the books themselves, because my brother owns a copy of The Name of the Wind. The book's not actually that long. It's only like 300-400 pages. But from my impression of the audiobook, I didn't hate the narrator, but my impression was that it was like 600 or 800 pages long. Like it felt like one of the longest books I'd read. That's so weird. I guess at 800 pages, it would probably be the second longest book, if we discount visual novels, since I think the longest book I read was War and Peace. I'm not counting The Lord of the Rings, because the original copy of Lord of the Rings I had was a single book, but it's actually six books. Or 3, depending on your perspective. It was just like an anthology. Can't count anthologies that are bound together. The Sherlock series made by Magpie Studios. Interesting. I might give them a listen to sometime. I haven't actually listened to too much in the car recently, because like I said, my commute's down to like 10-15 minutes. It's also free on YouTube, so you can definitely do it. Alright. Well, it's not like I was paying too much money on those. I think half of them were free Audible audiobooks that I was already paying for, so it wasn't a huge deal for me. Time to spend some of this XP. How much do I have in my, how much space do I have? 120 on servants, and we only have like 130 consumed. What we got? We have like a space for another 100 embers. Okay. I actually have a lot of space in my inventory. That's pretty good. I like having space, although I like spending XP more. Having space is still good. I don't know. I'm not sure if my distaste of audiobooks just comes to the fact that I've gotten a little bit less patient with actual novels. Because I've noticed that I don't have as much patience to sit through an entire novel as I used to. Like, I used to, you know, spend like 8 hours a day reading novels, sit through all the long fantasy novels you have. You know, all of those long fantasy novels, I just sit and read them day in, day out. Don't have the patience for that anymore. Not quite sure why. Okay, this is everything. We'll give them a shot. I'll give them a shot, see if I can find out if it's just the narrator. Because I know I didn't hate, like, the audio dramas that Black Library put out, but those aren't really... Those are more like a single chapter. And they put a lot of effort into that single chapter or two of a audiobook that's like maybe 30 minutes in length. Those are moderately entertaining. Like 3 or 4 scenes. And they get like different voice actors for every single role. Also play sound effects for key pieces. Which is kind of a nice spectacle to enjoy. Alright, we got Queen of Sheba done. Who's next? Who's next? Might be throwing something at Grailed people. Fuma is done. Berserker. Berserker Nobu isn't done. We could do Berserker Nobu. Lubu isn't done. I'm still tempted to throw the embers at my Grail targets instead. As long as all the important people are done. Oh, interesting. It focused... Oh, okay. If I do 3-star alls... I do... Hey, it's Reaper. How's it going, Reaper? We're doing the same thing we were doing yesterday, only this time it's on NA. So much lottery XP to spend. So little time. If it seems like we're leveling the same servants, that's because I didn't level that many. Oh, you're doing Lost Belt 3 on the Japanese server. Cool. That's pretty cool. I enjoyed Lost Belt 3. I assume you've done it on NA since your English has been pretty good. So that's like your alternative or... Well, it's either your alt or main account. We'll call it your second account for now, though. That's pretty cool. Hope you're enjoying it. We're just emptying out our boxes. Hey, it's Xenon. Why does Robin want to snort all my dust? I kind of like my dust where it is. Okay. The shape right here, the crotch, this shape here, that's a very suggestive shape in the crotch region. Alright, Robin Hood. Haven't actually seen his final Ascension art before. It looks good though. I like the top half of it. It looks really nice. It's relaxing. I like the bird. This ever-present bird with a 4-leaf clover. You got Vritra with 3 Saint Quartz. Congratulations, 3 Saint Quartz. That's quite the pull. And with 3 Saint Quartz, you're doing like singles for. Were you like hunting for craft essences? Just accidentally into the Vritra? That's awesome. We want to do something. We have another archer to work with. Bedivere, 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 why do you want my gears? You only had 3 Saint Quartz. But what if they... I guess, but what if they release Avenger Uchi for reals? That's a terrifying prospect. Not having Saint Quartz for Avenger Uchi. But yeah, why the hell not, right? If you want Vritra and you have no Saint Quartz, you may as well throw what you got. See if you get lucky and pick her up. Sounds like it worked out pretty well for you too. Now you have 14 Saint Quartz. And you ask yourself, is it even worth rolling on the banner at this point? You already have Vritra. I don't know if the 5-star CE is any good, but the 4-star one's kind of middling, so you'd... Unless it was really good to have a single copy of, I probably wouldn't throw anything on the banner. The collection begins again. I really like Vritra. I think when she rolls around on NA, I will probably try and pick up a copy of her. Her looping potential seems pretty good. Like, she's a badass dragon. Badass dragon lady, a lancer. She has some cool ass animations. I definitely want to get a copy of her on my main account. It's not really important that I get her on the 3-star account because she's basically at the bottom of the priority list for leveling and skilling. It's like, well, what can I do with a 5-star other than farm things that I have to have unlocked already? So, I roll sometimes for the fun of it. But after getting Ruler Martha, I was like, maybe don't need her. episodes, of course. If they show Avenger Uchi in mobile and then during her NP it changes slowly to a 3D arcade model. No! No, that'd be the worst trailer. That'd be the worst trailer. You have like, actually, you have them bring on the voice actor for Uchi to one of their Chaldea broadcasting announcements, and they're like, "We heard you're all we heard your voices. We know you're all waiting for Avenger Uchi, and she's coming out next week on arcade." I feel like that's happened enough times. We've gotten enough spontaneous arcade servants. Actually, I hear they had a stream that's... I heard they have an announcement stream in a... That's soon. I don't actually know when it is, but I know there's an announcement stream. And I'm hoping we get some new information. Either on what they're planning on doing on JP in the next couple of months, or maybe, if we're lucky, some new Fate Extra news. Arcade to come to PS5. Yeah, I think Arcade should just come to a platform other than Arcade, in general. Because Arcade is not really accessible outside of Japan. Or during a pandemic. If they want to keep making money, how difficult would it be to just port the damn thing to PC? We're all gonna grail Martahari. Well, I'd better save my Saint Quartz. Then I'd rather not throw Grails at Matahari. Although there are worse choices. Since in theory I like her. Phantom though, fuck Phantom. As long as I don't have to Grail Phantom, it's all good. I don't even like Phantom as a character. I at least had some respect for Matahari in her, in Salem. I was gonna say in the chapter she's in, but I mean, everyone knows that one. You have a question, who should you roll for in a Karna, Arjuna, Alter, Lolly, Da Vinci, Space, Ishtar, or Super Orion? Wow. Alright. What do you have for single target assassins? If you have good single target assassins, like even if you just have Shiki, I was gonna say, okay. I think you're okay to skip Kama. She's just a single target assassin, and a 5-star at that. She probably won't NP as hard as Shiki will. So, you're actually kind of okay to skip that. In fact, that's what I'm considering doing. Because Shiki's... NP5... Shiki is a really good 4-star. But if you want Kama, you can go for it. Let's see. Yeah, Kama will have a rerun if you have it. If you can't fit her. Arjuna Alter. Arjuna Alter is a good farming berserker. If you don't have a farming berserker or a good farming team, aka you don't have double Scotty system, you could go for Arjuna Alter. Lolly Vinci and Space Ishtar are both good if you want an arts farming team for Caster Artoria, and you have Ibaraki NP3 as Berserker. Isn't Ibaraki single target? Yeah. Arjuna Alter is an AoE Berserker, so he would fill a niche you don't have. How much you value that niche is up to you, but he's a really good AoE Berserker. So I'd consider that. Arjuna Alter is probably a good hit. It fills a role you don't have, and it's someone you like. You also have Heracles. Both Heracles and Ibaraki are single target. They aren't going to be used on farming teams. Like, you don't bring Hercules to kill hands, right? Or at least, I hope you don't. If you are, you probably need a good farming servant. Yeah, Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha is not a good... Cha-Cha is like one of the worst 4 stars. So, you could... If you want a farming berserker who's competent, I would seriously consider rolling for Arjuna Alter, assuming you don't like hate his character, because, you know, some people just really care about characters. Lolly Da Vinci is a I believe she can self-loop, but she's an AoE rider. If you don't have any good AoE riders, or you want to do some more prep work for when Caster Ortoria lands in a couple of years, she's probably a good hit. She also is super rare, as I recall, as she only has like a couple rate-ups, so probably a good roll, as she's both a good AoE... Oh no, she's an AoE rider. Oh, you have Mordred rider? So you might have some redundancy there. Ooh, you're stuck. Your Cha-Cha's stuck at 50? I feel like of all the welfares to have... Well... Actually, Cha-Cha kind of needs Ascension materials to be even remotely usable. I was gonna say, there's probably worse, but no. Cha-Cha's just bad in general. I wouldn't feel too bad about that. As long as you eventually get someone else who fills her role. You could probably use Spartacus to fill her role, really. Yeah. Alright, so you already have Mordred, so maybe that Scotty synergy and that AoE rider may not be needed. I like having 2 good AoE riders, but if for looping you really only need 1, so maybe Da Vinci isn't super important. The other options you had were Space Ishtar and Super Orion. I think Space Ishtar is good again for general purpose looping, and being a good AoE Avenger. I would consider her either for the novelty, because I like Ishtar, I like Avengers, and I want to loop with her. Super Orion's just a crazy OP archer for killing bosses. If you don't have a boss killing archer, I'd recommend rolling for him, and if you want someone who's insanely strong at killing bosses and an archer, I'd consider rolling for him. Personally, I don't actually like his voice lines, so I'm considering skipping him, at least for this year, as I don't roll on everyone. I know he's really good, though. You have Emi, Tomoe, and Ishtar. I mean, I imagine that he will probably blow Tomoe out of the water, because he is a 5-star archer, and he is one of the best single-target 5-star archers in the game. So, or he's one of the best archers in the game, so he's probably better than Tomoe mechanically. Whether you like him more is different. Oh, you only got Shiba. Yeah, I got Shiba NP2 and failed on Gilgamesh during Gilfest as well. Lucky for me, Thanksgiving, I was able to redeem myself. And only 30 Saint Quartz in. My hero, High Spade, gave me a brilliant strat for instant 5 stars. Think you're saving all your quartz for Space Ishtar? Space Ishtar is the end of the year, I believe. She's like mid-year? She's at least like 6 months in. Let me check. She's not like oh, go back. So if you want another person and you're not low on Saint Quartz, you might be able to roll on someone else. Like Space Ishtar is, yeah, her event in JP came out at the end of October. October 30th is when it started. So if you're, depending on how much quartz you have right now, yeah, it's end of October, beginning of November. So depending on how much Saint Quartz you have right now, you might be able to go in on another servant if you have someone more important. If you're like insistent on having that like 700 or 800 quartz. Yeah, you said you had 20. Okay, you have 26 on NA. Yeah, you said you had like 17 or something on JP, so I didn't know how much you had on NA. Alright. Well, yeah. I believe there's a way to calculate how much Saint Quartz you'll have until a given period, but I don't know if the spreadsheet's updated. 14 JP, 26. Yeah, 0 Saint Quartz. Depending on how much Saint Quartz we actually get, you might be able to get 2. What's this visual? The screenshot. The resolution of the picture you posted is terrible. Hate this. It's a picture of a picture. Oh god, why? Yeah, F for this low resolution. I'll show it anyway, but man, it's like, I'm zoomed in 200%. Alright, main window capture. I'm zoomed in 200% right now, by the way. The gutted Discord link. Alright, let's see the gutted Discord link. Ah. I'm not sure that's any better, but it's easier to mess around with. That's a nice banner, displaying all the rate ups over the course of the year. That's cool. So Super Orion is way over in December. We got October for Space Ishtar. Arjuna is over here. I think this year I actually had like 600 Saint Quartz manually accumulated, or at least this year for Waver. I ended up getting him in like 300. When Da Vinci Rider comes out, they're giving us 60 Saint Quartz. Now Da Vinci Rider is okay. She's moved to August. I was gonna say she's the annual servant, right? And I think they moved the anniversary for NA a couple weeks, but it should still be around August. Because they moved the Scotty banner, right? They moved the Scotty banner to before a couple other banners. Is King Pro Day worth rolling for? I don't actually know how good King Pro Day is. She's kind of a gimmicky servant, but she's a cool alter ego. I like her. I think last year, or this year that is, by like April, I actually had enough Saint Quartz to roll for the Waver when he came around on Rate Up. You're getting her because of Gao. Yeah, and that's why everyone's rolling for her poison. Since you need an alter ego. Yeah, there's actually 2 alter egos. Pick your choice of single target or AoE. Gao or Flat Justice. Rain February. Yeah, I guess you're waiting. Yeah, if you wait, I'm just thinking you might be able to get like someone in like April, June area, and then someone in the last half of the year fairly reliably, depending on how much quartz they're giving out next year. As I am told they gave an above average amount of quartz this year so far. But I've definitely gotten enough quartz for like two, at least two servants. You don't need to all in on one, or statistically you don't. You might still, because you know, you never know if you need 5,000 Saint Quartz to get a 5-star, but in theory, by January you'll have 60 quartz. Okay. You'll probably get like a little bit of quartz from the event here. We're not getting... where's the Arjuna? Arjuna is in June. That's probably when Lost Belt 4 comes out. So we're probably not getting that much Saint Quartz. No, we're probably not getting that much crazy Saint Quartz in the first 2 months. You probably have like 100 and a bit. You probably have like 100-ish Saint Quartz. Maybe a bit more. Come time for King Prote. Take my hand and descend into the rabbit hole of whaling. Who needs... Why whale when you could have EX luck? But yes, where there's a wallet, there is a way to achieve all your waifus. Assuming that your waifu isn't a 4-star, who is never to be found again. Or Nobu. A welfare or a 4-star, never to be seen again. Unfortunate. Yeah, that's... I feel like you could reasonably aim for like at least 2 5-stars next year. Who is the New Year's servant on JP tonight? I don't know. I'll check who the New Year's servant is later. Your waifu is a 3-star also. I wonder who it is. You won't roll for shooting next year. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a profound statement. I'm not planning on rolling for shooting either, but that's because I don't like shooting. All these horseshoe lotteries, damn. 60 quartz for her and got Ibaraki MP3, but on JP you got her with 6 quartz. Congratulations on the shooting. Shooting is not to my taste, but I can respect it. I know a good roll when I see it. 6 quartz for a 5-star is pretty fucking good. Give me the dragon fangs. Thank you so much, Quetz. We're also getting other things, but this is most... Is Kiara Moon Cancer good? She's pretty good. She's an AoE... She's an AoE Moon Cancer, so she's like a neutral damage farmer. But as far as I know, she's pretty good. Or... I know a lot of people who seem to really like her. I don't know if their taste is any good, but they seem to think she's pretty good. I think at the very least she'll be a middle-of-the-road damage neutral servant on most fights, who will randomly explode Avengers when, on the rare occasion you run into one or more. I believe she's also arts-oriented, right? don't know how good her looping potential is. I didn't have the opportunity to personally evaluate her as I didn't play the summer event. I just started. You still have to level her up. Yeah. I was not playing on my JP account during the summer event, so I don't know if she's any good or not. I also like don't focus on 5 stars on my Japanese account, so I don't always know how good people are. Alright. Now that I've reloaded on Embers, yeah, fuck it, we can spend the needles for a level 80 Nobu. Nobu Zerker is the closest we'll get to the actual Archer Nobu, so may as well take it. Ascension.
ここに至っては是非もなし。仏に王手は仏を殺し、祖に王手は祖を殺し、羅漢に王手は羅漢を殺す。悪鬼羅刹の化身なりとて、我が波動を阻むことはあたわぬ。すなわち、今宵の枕投げはわしの独壇場じゃ。覚悟するがいい。水着姿で浮ついておる者ども。
I'm game for tonight's pillow fight. Alright. I was not expecting that. Summer Nobu's in NA? Yeah, Summer Nobu already had her event rerun. Talking about Archer Fujino won't come. No more Archer Fujino for those of you who actually like KNK. It's sad that, or actually like Fujino from KNK. No, no more Fujino. Nobu? I believe Nobu actually has another raid up at some point. The Summer 2 event already had a rerun, but I believe she's back at some point. At the very least, I'm pretty sure she shows up in one of the other summer events as Summer Nobu. I thought I saw her on raid up at some point. Of course, thinking I'll see someone on actual raid up doesn't mean I actually did. I could have easily mistook her for someone else. Could have sworn we got Summer Nobu again though. I'll just look up Summer Nobu and see if she gets it. Nobu. Berserker. Usually Game Press has these updated. She does have it. Actually, she's on raid up next year. Yep. There is an upcoming raid up for her. It is, let's see if I can bring this up. Here we go. I'll even bring it up on screen. So anyway, 2021 July. Who's on the banner? Oda Nobunaga Berserker, aka Summer Nobu. Right beside Avenger Nobu at that, so you get the chance for double the Nobu and Mori. A good banner if I ever saw one. So she's actually on raid up in like 6 months. Yeah, it's the perfect banner for Nobu fans. You get Nobu at 4-star and Nobu at 5-star. Unfortunately, there's no 3-star Nobu, so they just give you a limited and unique 3-star. It was actually a pretty good single target berserker, as I recall. Also, Final Honoji is a really fun event. I highly recommend playing it if you weren't planning to already. I got this, I think this was on my Nero rolls. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for NP2, but I got NP1. Hard to complain about though. But man, I was not expecting her Ascension dialogue to go from super serious all the way to hilarious. I was like, Jesus, that's such a long dialogue too. But like, it had like this long 4 sentence serious tone, and my mind immediately switched into serious servant tone. And then it completely like went off the rails into winning tonight's pillow fight. That was a great Ascension dialogue. Like that's the Ascension dialogue I'm looking for. Also, I don't know why, but I find the Buster shirt amusing, as whenever I see, if I see the Buster shirt on a woman, I'm thinking she's got a lot more in the chest area, and Nobu doesn't excel in that area. Nobu does not excel in the chest department. Oh well, it's a good shirt. I like it. And the Ascension still looks good. I think the Ascension art still looks really good. I like seeing the mini Nobus. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I find the mini Nobus hilarious. Oh, actually, is that Nobukatsu? Oh, that is. He's got the 3 little thingies in the... I thought that was a mini Nobu. It's actually Nobukatsu. My bad. Did you give me your NA ID? I'm going to try to get both. Don't remember. Okay. I don't know if I have your NA ID. I don't remember at all. Wow, talk about a long level up dialogue. Okay. $76. Gonna be honest, Nobu, I don't like your level up dialogue. It was kind of long. It was kind of long-winded. Alright, Nobu's leveled. Now we just have our choices. We have 3 AoE Berserkers ready. I guess there's no quick Berserkers, unless this guy's a quick AoE Berserker. Nope, didn't think so. Alright. Okay, since all of our Berserkers... Oh, we already have, I guess we were looking for an Arts Berserker, never mind. Wait, is she, Oh, she's fire. No Arts AoE Berserker. We also don't have much in the way of Arts single target Berserkers, but, you know, well, that's life. Berserkers really like the red color. Alright. I'm still thinking I might grail a Jerker, because I kind of like her. Jerker and Saberlot. As I don't have any high priority leveling targets now. I think everyone I want leveled is basically done right now. Like, there's a few other servants that aren't leveled, but they're also not super high priority for me. At least not personally. We have all of our core supports leveled. For buffs, we don't need Medei for buff strip because we have Tristan. And Medei is kind of bad in every other aspect. I guess Shoot and Caster wouldn't hurt. Shoot and Caster and Nursery Rhyme wouldn't hurt. if we ever get bored of... Right, Gilgamesh. If we ever get bored of Gilgamesh, Nidokris, and Sieg at the same time, it wouldn't hurt to level the book. It also wouldn't hurt to consider grailing Shiki, because Shiki's fucking awesome. I don't really know who I want to put to 100, but I have several servants I kind of want to put to 90, just to say, hey, I really like you. I think we'll actually start with Berserker. Oh. Right, this costs a mountain of these. But we're getting grails fairly consistently, so 85 seems achievable. Okay, I'll add you in a second Reaper if I don't have you already. There's no special dialogue for Palingenesis, but we have a little grail added to the top. We're getting 112. 112 per level? That's not bad. Oh, maybe a bit less than that. 215 with 2 levels. Alright, let's see if I have you already. User search. One 110-233-840. This is you? With Abigail in your all? Hokusai, Shiki, Mordred Rider. Gotta work on those skills. All these 5s. Gotta bump all those 5s up to 6s, my man. That's like the biggest jump. Other than 6 and 10, you got 6 is like the biggest breakpoint for a lot of skills. Like the cooldown reduction is huge. You also want to really try and get some of... I see you already did it for Ishtar, but you also want to do it for Ereshkigal. Get her middle skill to max as fast as you can. Ooh. The biggest one though is Waver. This Waver, try to put him to 10. I don't know if you have a better... If you don't have a better... Or better caster, but you really need to try and push Waver to all 10s. Like, Eresh needs 10 on her middle skill. Everyone else probably wants at least 6. Waver desperately wants 10s. Like, I can't tell you how important it is that you get your Waver to 10. When I was farming Lottery, not having a Waver with 10s in his skills... Yeah, you'll get there on QP. It'll happen. Not having a Waver on 10s with his first and last skill is the difference between killing enemies and not killing enemies. So, like, if I see your Waver, and I'm doing, like, a Lottery farming node, even if he has the right CE, I will probably skip over him. Simply because I want the extra damage on his 3rd skill. You'll have him 10 and soon. I'm just saying, like, it's actually a... Some servants, it's not a huge deal if you don't have maxed out. As long as you have them, like, with okay skills and maybe a decent CE, you know. Max level, foes... Alright, max level and foes, and maybe CE choice are really important for a lot of servants, but for Waver in particular, and same with Ereshkigal, you really need their you really need some of their skills to be at max for people to use them. I mean, people might still use the Waver anyway, because I mean he has good battery skills, but if they're pushing damage in events or for more challenging content, they'll probably skip over him, especially because there's a lot of Wavers. almost capped on friends. Alright. I'm still gonna add you. But I can respect the fact that you also have like a 10-10-10. You have a 10-10-10 Vritra, right? Like, you definitely know how to put servants to max. You have all the materials, so you're just waiting on QP. That sucks. I wouldn't spend apples on doors. I wouldn't spend apples on doors right now, even if you had the apples. But you'll get the QP soon enough. Like, we have a couple events that are pretty good for gaining QP coming up. Your NA doesn't have a 10-10-10 because when you started you didn't think of leveling skills. I have a friend who also did that. It was very painful. It was very painful when I pointed out how important skills were to him. Because he's like, Jalter's my favorite servant ever, and all he did was level her. He didn't even put skill points into her. She was like 222 and level 94 or something. Unironically, never thought to put points into skills. He didn't think it was worth it. For the Quetzal event, he was 222. Well, you're definitely pushing him somewhere useful. And at a reasonable pace too, because he was like at 7 or 8 for his third skill, which is a good amount of progress. But the real QP cost comes in at the end, right? Those 30 million capstones are really expensive. Your highest skill is Musashi, who's 10-7-7-7. Well, I mean, I don't mind if you don't have max skills, as long as you're working towards it. There's only a couple servants that I really care about having max skills on. Waver is one of them. Merlin is another one. And Scotty, I think I would, if I actually used Scotty, I would only care about a couple of her skills. I believe it's the first and third ones. But like, Waver is a big one to level because, like, when I use Waver, like a lot of the times I'm using Waver on boss fights, so personally, for my own use, the fact that Waver is 10-10-10 means his abilities have massively higher uptimes. Now, I probably won't do double Waver on a lot of boss fights because I usually drag in a Merlin. Well, actually that's not true. I do challenge quests with double Waver sometimes. But, like, it's pretty important to have the cooldown reduction built into your Waver, so you're not stapled to the defensive mystic code that gives cooldown reduction. As long as you're working on your servants with the goal of getting them up there, it's all good to me. Like, obviously everyone doesn't have a full support list of 10-10-10s. Although, I'm certainly working my way there. It just won't be for a bit. Keep working on it, man. Is your JP account further ahead than your NA account then, Jachin? Because obviously you have that Vritra, but I don't actually remember what else you have on JP. As I can only remember she exists because I was using her all week. Literally the only person I had who was good for farming Setness. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't usually remember anything other than specific servants, and that they're on my friends list somewhere. Sometimes I remember who they're associated with, but that's not always the case. Like, I can remember 3 or 4 of the people on my friends list who have waivers, so I know to look for their names. Like, I know Havos, Based Attack, and Mordred had a waiver that I was using drain farming. But, like, I don't know what else they have on their support list, and I've actually looked at, like, I've looked at all of their support lists, especially, I definitely looked at Mordred's on stream. At least twice. Man, every time I see those belts, I remember that it's like 500,000 QP. We're gonna have a lot of QP at the end of this. I don't think we'll be QP capped, but it's gonna be really satisfying to turn in all those belts for a bajillion QP in a minute. In 20 minutes or so. Bangs. Bangs. Mana Prisms. Belt. God, I really wish you could open these boxes one at a, like the whole box at a time at least. Opening boxes is pretty freaking boring. And could seriously stand to be automated. In fact, I might just do that. Let's see. Do I have? This is not. I'm not using a Razer mouse right now. I wonder if I could map a function to this mouse. I wonder if I could map a function to this mouse. Onboard profile cycle, DPI cycle. I could. I'm too lazy. I'm not gonna do that now. I'm seriously tempted to put bind auto click to one of my mouse keys and just mouse over the 10 spins thing. 'Cause it's a lot of effort actually clicking all of this. And I'm fairly certain they don't ban for automation, because there's that whole like Grand Automata app, right? At least as far as I know, they don't ban for partial or full automation. I might be wrong. Grand Automata or whatever it's called. At the very least, automating this straightforward clicking on one place would be kind of would be a definitive improvement. I have to make a macro that loops. Loop, click. I wonder how hard it is to make macros. Repeat while holding. Repeat until toggled. Sequence. Record keystroke. Do you think emulators in automated processes? Primary click. Do I even have multiple profiles for my mouse? I don't think so. I'm gonna rebind this key 1 second. I haven't actually used this. Can I bind you here? go. Let's try this. Try this. That is too fast. I'm gonna put a delay on it. Yeah, that's too fast. Actually, that's hugely laggy. It's actually causing in-game lag for all the clicks. We're gonna stop now. Let's change that delay. That was also really annoying. That was actually causing input lag on my end. That was actually causing input lag. If you didn't see that, I was just I actually had moved off the thing, and after I turned it off, it was still going for like 30 seconds. Let's see. Can I change the input delay on this one? No easy by sequence on press. Oh. That's annoying. Alright, well. Whatever. We won't use that macro. Because that was hella irritating. It caused like 30 seconds of input delay. I'm not even joking. After I turned off the click macro, because it wouldn't let me specify a delay, it kept going. So I literally just sat there and couldn't do anything. Like, I've already turned it off. I can see that it's toggled off on the Logitech interface. So, there we go. Today we learned that Logitech does not have as good mouse macro support as Razer. This mouse, however, is pretty fucking good. As I know for certain that the macro setup on Razer mice, if you're doing like a simple clicking macro, is insanely easy. And you can easily set the timer to be something more reasonable than 50 milliseconds. Like say, you know, 500 milliseconds, which is half a second, which is about what I would want. And also not cause weird input delay. Although that might be because Grand Order is possibly sending all those clicks to the server? I'm not quite sure. It was worth experimenting with for a couple of minutes. I could probably do some more experimentation on my own to see if there is a way to set delay. Or even a delay action in a macro. Save my poor hand from having to open all of these boxes by hand. I still have to pick up all the materials one at a time though. No saving myself from that. Alright, who else is getting shiny participation trophies? My other saber. Do I have too many sabers I like? Nonsense. Every saber deserves a grail. Every saber and every saber deserves a grail, but I probably won't give the grail to every saber. I will just do auto select. None of this. None of this waiting nonsense. You get like about 100 per level? Okay. That's not terrible. It's always my silver XP that gives me good or greater super successes. Why is it always the silver XP? There we go. 5 levels is like what? Basically 500-ish, 500 bow. I'm thinking of putting both of those to 90. I'm just counting how many grails I have in my head to try and figure out if I should be grailing everyone to 90. Because I want Lancelot. I would consider your Abby is still level 3. Because now we're at the point where I think I have like almost all the servants I actually care about leveled. No offense to people whose waifus I haven't leveled yet, but I have most of the roles I want done, so I can safely grail people if I'm interested in them. And Bird is very tempting. We'll have to use her a couple times more first, but I think she might get a grail. You're looking at waiver skills, and when it needs to be 10-10-10, you only need a little bit more, yeah. Waver's actually not too bad on the materials. He's mostly bad for dust, isn't he? He eats a bunch of dust, doesn't he? Alright. Who should I level skill-wise? I would like to level Arash because I think I have the materials, and I would like him to be XX10. As XX10 will actually save me some waiver charge. And allow me to skip on a couple of his abilities, like one of Waver's abilities, if I end up going that way. Ooh, until we got to the dust, I didn't even care about what materials I was spending on Arash. The real expensive part's gonna be the lore at the end. Ooh, that lore sucks. Alright. I've been wanting to level Arash's 3rd skill to 10 for a while, so we're just doing that. Pulling the trigger on that now before I have an excuse. More free rare prisms? Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like the rare prisms that they're handing out on JP. Alright, who else needs skills? We got lots of materials for Nero now and no excuses, so she's getting this. I mean, what could my excuse be for not putting Nero's skills to all 10s? Other than that, I don't have enough QP. Which is obviously a lie. As I have more than enough QP. I have more than 20 million QP, therefore Nero deserves 10-10-10. It's that simple. Alright, Semiramis wants Fangs. I don't even know what I level for Semiramis next. These are all pretty important skills. Probably like her 1st or her 3rd skill, if I had to guess. Her battery is pretty important, but she doesn't hit a big threshold until she's at 10. The Kara Usum is like her attack steroid, but the fact that it costs 8 stars makes it hella awkward to use sometimes. Like, sometimes when you try to farm with Semiramis, you straight up can't use her frickin' 3rd skill ever because your previous servant wasn't a quick servant and didn't generate 8 stars for you. Either that or you need to run Waver with 2030 to generate it for you. Kinda sucks. Alright. But we can work around that, so probably get those 2 up. She is a farming servant after all. We really shouldn't be using her face cards all that often. And we can finally get through the... Oh god, so many fangs. So many fangs. I should probably stop this because we're still opening boxes and get back to the XP. But I want to level the skill so badly. I need to know that I'm not using any vital, anything vital, because at this point, I think you can see, like, I don't really need to be leveling most of these servants. We have, like, 3 AoEs We have like 3 AoE sabers. You need 48 fangs for Okita skills? Joke's on you, my Okita's done. My beautiful Okita is long done. Great. Billy, what do you need for Ascension? Bones. You know what? We actually have bones for Billy. We have 300 of them. We might regret this, but I think Ascension... you know what? I don't want to level Billy's skills. We're not going to do that. Fuck it. Fuck. Who are we gonna actually start dumping XP into? That I would actually conceivably use. Although I do like Billy and Kid Gil, I don't feel like I would ever use them, which is why I'm gonna try and avoid leveling them. I don't feel like I would use any of you at any point, unless you were an event servant. I kind of get the same impression here, although... I don't know, I could maybe see myself using Alexander. I believe he has a quick support skill, and I don't have a... That might be okay for damage if we level it up. I believe these guys don't have anything that isn't super selfish, so I'm not going to level them up. He has Voyager of the Storm and Pirate's... I think Pirate's Glory only works on himself, though. Bart's the one who would have the useful skills. We'll level Medusa. Dust. It's always Dust, isn't it? All these OG servants snorting Dust. I think we'll do Alexander. Damn, Medusa. No need to be so depressing. You're actually pretty good. Especially for a 3-star. Like, I don't feel like Medusa disappoints at all. Compared to the other 3-stars, she's probably like my second favorite 3-star. And that's just because I value boss killers above farmers for 3-stars. Because on my 3-star account, that's what we need. Oh. I know it. You need to take responsibility for that. Are you trying to seduce me, Medusa? Because that doesn't sound like typical master-servant dialogue. A slave to my desires, well, we're gonna have some fun tonight, Medusa. And as I was going to comment, that is a really nice Final Ascension art piece. That is a really nice art piece. Thank you, whoever did that. You're my hero. Is thanking someone for good Final Ascension art the secret to getting super successes? I guess we're finding out now. Okay, Medusa Rider's done. Alexander is also someone we could level. I don't know about leveling these two casters because I don't really care that much about leveling them. Berserkers we're definitely set on. I have a leveled Lubu for JP, so I don't really need to go anywhere with that. Salieri is long done. Angramainu is, of course, basically useless and doesn't need that. But you. Oh, what the heck, we'll level Steno. Steno's cool. Steno is cool by association with Medusa and Uriel. She's not actually a useful serpent. I did not notice that her dress was see-through. Alright, that's a thing. Is it see-through in all her engines? No, it's just that one. See-through dress. Alright. Damn, I don't want to give you all this dust. But you're really expensive on the dust, girl. She's trying to bully my dust hordes. I knew Medusa's sisters were bullies, but I thought that would manifest in their character, not in their materials requirements. Dust, 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 and more dust? Are you serious? I, for one, don't want to spend the rest of my life in dust hell. So we might have to stop at 70 for her. If the game doesn't force us to by us running out of XP to collect. We still got like 14 boxes, so we got a few servants we can level before we actually have to stop. And I seriously underestimated how long unboxing things would take. I was thinking this would only be like an hour or so. We've actually already been at this an hour, and we got a ways to go. But hey, we're not running out of octuplet crystals anymore. Or feathers. Or fangs. Horseshoe. I mean, we're never low on horseshoes on this account, but having a billion horseshoes kind of helps. I just don't have to look at the horseshoe numbers anymore. Like, you have horseshoes. How many? Some number of horseshoes. It's enough. Alright, what do we got? No skipping. No skipping embers. Come on. Where I'm tapping them. It's like the box is slightly smaller than I think it is. Right, our inventory should be empty, so we should be able to pick up absolutely everything. No problem, as our box is slowly running out of space due to all the 3-star or the 3 or higher ember counts. Wow, we didn't actually get that many 3 or higher this time around. Kind of surprising. 48 fangs for Akita skills though. I'm sorry that you still need fangs, Reaper. We just got through a lottery. If you still need fangs for Okita skills, oh man, you must have truly been in hell. I feel for you. I've spent many a day farming dragon fangs at everyone's favorite place, Denver. Yeah, okay, we're still good on Ember. Let's do a couple more boxes. I think our actual inventory count is pretty low even once we've picked up that much stuff. I think we just went a whole box without getting a single 3 or higher gold ember count. Alright. Guess they are a little bit less probable than I thought they were. The Seraph main interlude on JP would be cool. Does buying the main interlude with rare prisms permanently unlock it for you, or is it only for like 2 weeks? If it's permanent, oh, there we go, 3 embers. If it's permanent, I might spend my rare embers on those. As that might be slightly higher priority than, say, getting like a Mona Lisa or something. Because my JP account has no chance of getting a bajillion rare mana, or a bajillion mana prisms. Since you have AP, may as well spend 3 hours in Fuyuki. Oh, it's permanent. Good, good, good. Since you have AP, spend it in Fuyuki. Bonehell. How are you still in Bonehell after the lottery? Surely you got like enough boxes to get out of Bonehell, at least for the next 5 minutes, right? Are you seriously still in Bonehell after this lottery? Or are you just playing on JP? I could understand it on the Japanese servers. But on NA... Okay, good. Okay, good. Just say, on NA, if you're still in Bonehell after this lottery, you clearly weren't farming hard enough. It's like, it's a Bones lottery, how are you still in Bonehell? Yeah, okay, JP though, yeah. I can see needing more in JP. I actually will probably be spending some time there soon. Lu Bu seems to have a thing for bones. And despite his animation update, it seems like DW has forgotten that Lu Bu exists apart from the animation update, because he hasn't gotten any skill upgrades. Like, he seriously needs something to keep him alive, or something to make him deal way more damage. His third skill is terrible and has a massive downside. And then his second skill also has a downside, and it's only his first skill that doesn't have a massive downside attached to it. Like, how is this a servant? 2 massive downsides on each of their skills, one of which makes them resist buffs. Not debuffs, buffs. You resist your own buffs. Like, that's a huge downside. So is weakening your whole team's defense as well, but... I mean, that one's obvious, right? Like, with those downsides, he should have some insanely powerful skills. But his skills are honestly not that impressive. For a 3-star who has massive downsides on their skills, you would expect the upside to be fairly substantial. Considering, you know, you have servants like Ku in the same pool, but no, he's no battery, no like insane mana burst. A decent attack up and an okay defensive, but nothing crazy. Like, you could probably put them on a servant without downside, and it would a 3-star servant without downside, and it would still be pretty middling. Like, it wouldn't blow anyone's minds to see his buffs. He's kind of just like a bad Mori. Poor Lu Bu. Even Lu Bu's horse has better skills than him. I don't act. I'm not sure if I believe that's true, but I think it's funny that his horse is also a 3-star servant, and I kind of like the horse's skills better. Okay, here we go. What do we got for embers? Actually, we'll do only 4 stars. We want to get done this. She's almost done. I'm not sure if she deserves to be level ranked. Ooh, Serenity, why you gotta do that to me? That's a lot of chains. That's a lot of chains, Serenity. Oh, I don't want to go back to chain hell. I don't want to go back to chain hell, Serenity. Why is she like that? I swear I had someone else who required a shit ton of chains for some reason. Nitocris, maybe? Yep, it's Nitocris. I have Nitocris and I have Tristan that require a shit ton of chains, by the way. Tristan wants 180 chains. Although we can finally put his Harp of Healing to 6, so we're... Let's do that. We got that. We got the materials, and we're on the page. But man, 60 chains for Tristan. That's so expensive. Why you gotta do that to me, Serenity? That's painful. 20 chains to ascend Serenity. Please tell me it's truly worth it. I don't know if that's worth it. Even the bones for our edgy assassin Izo are worth it more right now. I don't want to go back to farming chains. That's a painful place to be. After farming all the chains for Hijikata by hand. Anytime someone asks for a large number of chains, I instantly go, oh no, am I gonna be in that chain node forever now? He's actually a good servant, even though we don't have a super high NP level for him. Okay, edgy boy. He was 1 gold ember away. Alright. Alright, man. Oh, he wants chains too. Man, everyone wants my chains today. All these assassins that seem to love chains. Damn. Do I really want to spend all my chains on ascending people? Well, I don't really have any other brilliant ideas on what to do with this XP. I could grail more people. I could turn them into mana prisms. Oh, yeah, sure. OG caster deserves an ascension. Sure, why not? Yeah, we could definitely put that line in another context. We could definitely move that line to another context for fun. Alright. I don't think there's any crazy good support effects here. Okada's Spiritron and JP comes back. Okada Izo? Yeah, he's pretty cool. I really like Izo, especially as a 3-star. It's not often we get cool 3-stars. NP Seal, decreased crit rate. Buster Arts Up. Is she a Buster or an Arts? I don't really like Magifender Girl. But I kinda see why I would level her. I mean, she is an NP5 single target caster. I should probably level her at some point. Because, like, there's no way that Cersei gets me through. NP1 Cersei is the be-all end-all of casters. Nor is NP2 Queen of Sheba. Even if that Ascension art on Queen of Sheba is like 10 out of 10. Maybe not 10. Opposing could be slightly better. But damn, these assassins are really trying my patience with this demand for chains. All the chains and dust demands from these assassins. Who do they think they are? They aren't big budget 5-stars. They're like random ass 4-star. They're like random ass 3-stars that want all my expensive materials. Actually, I'm gonna look up Nursery Rhyme's 3rd skill for a second. I think it's a personal battery. But if it's an AoE battery, I might, even if it's like a 10% one, I might pick it up. Yeah, it's just a personal battery, 40%. Okay. Yeah, don't really have a reason to get her. She's very selfish in terms of skills. I don't need a selfish AoE caster when I have Anastasia already. So we'll probably do... oh, whatever, we'll do Medei first, because she's a unique buff strip ability. Might come in handy. And I kinda like Medei. Even if she's hella creepy. You read the visual novel. Got some messed up plans for people. It's so satisfying. 33 levels at once. How satisfying. Nothing more satisfying than getting like a great success on a 5-star and getting all 50 levels at once. I've seen it happen. Not to me, but I've seen it happen. It's a magical thing. All those numbers rushing up at you. What's your dialogue? I kind of hope they do another... I know they said this... I know that Final Honoji is supposed to be the last of the Guda Guda events, but I kind of hope they do another Guda Guda event. So we can get Okada Izo again. And Mori again. They're really nice servants. Really nice 3-stars. I feel like, if nothing else, they need to put them in the friend gacha. 3-stars shouldn't be limited.
かんね。適当に霊気変えてみたさかい姿が変わったりはしいひんね。旦那はんげんなりしはった？ごめんやす。
Somehow I feel like you aren't actually that sad. You were just putting on a face. They didn't. They got a rerun of Final Honoji. At least as far as I know, they didn't get one. I thought that's all they got, was a rerun of Final Honoji. I might have been wrong. Because I know they got, there was the event, the Final Honoji rerun event with, Avenger Nobu. And then there was Fate Requiem. The Summer 4 rerun. The Seraph main interlude. The Kama event rerun. And then there was Summer, right? And then after Summer was the Skaha event. And then they had the Christmas event. Then Imaginary Scramble, and then the other Christmas event they just had. You don't think it was a run because Saito and Himeko were in the event? Oh, that event. Was that actually a... Was that a Guda event? Was that event a Guda event? I thought it was a regular event. I didn't think Himeko was a Guda servant. My bad, in that case. Yeah, they did get one then. Never mind then. We're getting more Guda. Alright. I thought the one with the Lancer welfare was the last one they got. Oh, okay. My bad. In that case, fuck yeah, we got more Guda coming. The Himiko one. Okay, that's the one. Himiko's the new ruler. I remember her. I think we're gonna try and max out this, we're gonna try and max out Caster, and I think that's all we got. I didn't know that was a good event. Alright. That's gonna be a fun year. I don't know if I like Himiko yet. She looks good, or like, she looks kinda cool, but I don't know if she's worth rolling on yet. I'd wanna play around with her again, which I didn't get to do yet. I haven't gotten to do. We're almost through our boxes. We got like 10-ish more to go. Yeah, about 13. 6,000 is 10. We have 9,000, so it'd be 15. 9,600 would be 16. We got a few boxes left. We're definitely gonna get Shootin' Caster to max Ascension, max level. I don't know if we're gonna get anyone else though. Or I don't think we'll get any other 4 stars. Present box, alright. Give me the XP, present box. As nice as this present box is, having it be an irritating intermediary step when you're getting stuff. Pretty irritating. Okay, so the Himiko event is actually a new Guda event. In which case, we're still going strong on Gudas, and fuck yeah, 2 years from now we're gonna have a great time. as the upcoming event is pretty fucking awesome. The Nobu Avenger event is great. And I'm assuming the Himiko event's gonna be good too. I just haven't played it. They consistently seem to be doing a good job with gameplay in those events, if nothing else. Like, gameplay and story are both pretty good in all the ones I played, because I played the Cha-Cha event, and I played the other one that we had going on. The Okita Alter event. Both of those are really good. Both, mostly in story. The gameplay was kind of questionable, but I know that the Nobu Avenger event is really fun to play. At least in theory, because they force you to change things up a whole bunch. I think we're good now. Are you guys looking forward to any event next year in particular? I've been told to look forward to the Seraph event the most, so and that it's like its own pseudo-singularity, so I'm currently thinking that's going to be the best one next year, at least for NA. Does anyone else have another opinion though? Is Seraph? Scytho is pretty good. Is the Seraph event the best event we're getting next year? In terms of gameplay or story? Or just what you're looking forward to personally. Maybe you're just looking forward to the lotteries. I'm not gonna judge if you just want lotteries for shit tons of loot. Seraph and Prisma Ilya? Seraph because of King Prode? Yeah, both respectable reasons. The Ilya event I'm looking forward to. As much as I would kind of like Ilya, we are getting Kuro / Chloe, so I can't really complain about that. A free Kuro is pretty fucking awesome, as she was great in Prisma Ilya. I'm so glad that Miyu is not the welfare, as I don't really like Miyu that much. I mean, I can get behind Ilya wanting to save her when she's trapped and all that. Like, I'm perfectly fine with that. I can see that Ilya would care, but personally I don't care for Miyu all that much, other than that is someone that other characters care for. So when I saw we had Prisma Ilya event, I was like, oh no, is Miyu going to be the welfare? And it turns out it's Kuro, it's not Ilya, but Kuro's pretty damn close. And is pretty badass in her own way, because I believe she's like a single target archer, right? Single target archer with a good battery, so she's gonna be really good for tearing through sabers. I think that also might be the event with Prisma Cosmos on Raid Up, right? The Prisma Ilya event? I actually want to check that. Upcoming events. Prisma Codes rerun. What does it have on Radar? Summoning campaign. Oh, it has Magical Girl Sapphire, which is also insanely good. Never mind. Magical Girl Sapphire is also really good. I was mistaken. I want a Magical Girl Sapphire, but if I wanted Magical Girl Sapphire, I would also be wanting like 5 copies of it for the 50% starting gauge. Because it's a really good CE, but it's amazing when you have it MLB. Ooh, Summer for Summer Hokusai, Musashi, and the Penguin. Yeah, the Penguin is probably, of the new servants coming out, the everyone's favorite Penguin is my highest priority servant. Of the new servants coming out. As much as Summer Hokusai and Summer Musashi are amazing, I want Summer Melt. Oh yeah, we also have Summer Okita, right? And that new summer event's loaded with servants I like. Summer Hokusai's the welfare though, right? So, or well, I'll get her regardless of whether I roll or not. The one day when Merlin gets a raid up. Oh god. 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 Fucking Christ. This upcoming year is so bad for my St. Courts. I feel like I'll only get any piece 2 years from now when it's like, huh, who do you want to roll for? Well, I kind of want Castor Artoria, and I kind of want Vritra, and maybe Canis, and that's it. Everything else is like meh. Next year though, I want like half of the servants. I want like half of the new servants, and I want a ton of the rerun servants. Like obviously I want Merlin because I don't have a Merlin and he's good. And I like Merlin. Like, I don't know, is there anyone who actually doesn't like Merlin? Like, ignore the fact that he's really good gameplay-wise. I feel like Merlin, as a character, is incredibly likable. And, well-designed, like, visually. So that people will actually like him. Even if he's not, like, crazy overpowered in-game. Your wallet. I have to control myself. Even I'll be tempted to open up my wallet for some delicious, delicious St. Courts. This upcoming year is going to be a rough one. Let's just go to auto select. Save ourselves some time. Yeah, I know. I managed to nix Bunny Artoria because I already have 2 Artorias. But if I didn't have 2 Artorias already, I would definitely be considering Bunny Artoria. As is, I have Archer, and I have Regular, so I'm kind of set for Artorias. Or at least, personally, that's how I feel. Like, I'm set for Artoria. I got 2 of them. 3 of them is just too many to handle. My Emiya can't split his attention that many ways. Like, a man's only got so many limbs. And so much capacity to make food. If I summon another Artoria, the poor bastard is going to be eaten out of, he's not going to be able to keep up with all the food demands. Nobody can supply 3 Artorias with food, right? I need a Muramasa or someone. Someone else who's an expert at creating food. And food that Artoria likes.
もっとそれらしゅう言わんと。ほな、マジックレベルアップ。こないなとこやろか。
Alright, not a bad ascension line. Not a bad ascension line at all.
レベルアップやって。まあまあ。
63, 66.
レベルアップ。レベル
Okay. Level 70. Final ascension for shooting caster. Hey, finally an art change.
秘密にしとったけど、うちこの霊気になって味の好みがちょっぴり変わったみたいやわ。甘いもんが酒に合うこと。
Sweet things parallel with
と
alcohol.
ろりとろけて。せやね、まるで人の。
I like the Oni booty,
旦那はんも一口
but I'm gonna have to disagree with Shuten's opinion. Sweets do not pair well with alcohol. Almost every single one of my friends would agree. Like candy specifically, and like pure sugar, not a good mix with alcohol. Yeah, Nero Bride next year. Yeah, Nero Bride next year is gonna be rough. I want Nero Bride. Nero Bride's not only an amazing servant, but also a Nero. He's also on right up with regular Nero. Probably could have planned that better myself. But hey, it just means I might have NP2 or 3 Nero Saber.
まあまあ、おきにありがとう。
So when she gets her battery, she'll just be extra good. Yeah, Nero Bride. Very tempting servant.
レベルアップやって。まあまあ、おきにありがとう。 レベ
Oh, we're actually low on embers. Alright. You get rewarded for doing 10 free quests, you'll probably have over 50
おきにありがとう。
You're planning on rolling for Nero Bride with like 50 quartz. That's so brave. That's so brave. 50, 60 quartz. You're probably gonna get a little bit extra too, because oh, I'm sorry. Because you're probably gonna get a login streak. It's usually 50 days, right, for your next login streak bonus. And that'll be like a month and a half, 2 months from now, so you'll probably get 30 quartz for that. Alright. Present box. Present box. What do we got? Give me the embers present box. Can't forget your login streak. That's a good bonus amount of Saint Quartz. Like a free 10 pull every couple months. Assuming you don't take like a 3-month break. We didn't screw up anywhere. That is all single or double. Yeah, hopefully you'll have more. Oh, we actually max leveled her. Okay. Newton is max. Good stuff. I'm not actually sure who to level next. Didn't really want to do the assassin, and I didn't really want to spend all my dust on Medei either. Both of the assassins want all my chains. Poison's not paying attention, so I'm going to ignore Serenity. We'll just go with Izo and hope Izo doesn't want chains next ascension too.
こいつに袖を通すがも久しぶりじゃが。まあ、悪うはないかの。
I like the cloth he's got, like his on his right arm, the olive branch design. That looks cool. JP Summer in NA isn't going to be hell, put Omega Hell. Summer Kiara isn't a want, she's a need in 2 years. Yeah, but that's 2 years off. You got time, man. You got time for that. Like, what do you want in 2 years' time? Much harder to predict than 1 year in this game. We also know there's probably a rerun, so you're gonna have plenty of time to get her. And I don't know what else you want next year. So you might be able to spend 6 months, 6 months gathering Saint Quartz, specifically for the purpose of getting Summer Kiara. Personally, I'll probably skip on her as I like BB more. If I was gonna roll on someone, I'd roll for BB, but then again, BB isn't actually on my roll list, so might have no choice in a couple years. How many more boxes do we have? 7? Ish. Okay. We'll have to choose between Izo and Serenity at some point. I don't think I have any other good welfares to level that I haven't done already. Especially since now they've introduced double XP for welfares during the event they're introduced in. It's pretty hard to justify not leveling the welfare with XP the minute their event comes out. Like getting double XP on a servant, there's no way, unless you desperately needed someone else, that you wouldn't level them. Like for example, my JP account, that's a 3-star account, doesn't level Karna, but everyone else should. That's only because I didn't have the XP lying around for that and wasn't farming enough boxes. In the rerun, it'll probably level Santa Karna. If for no other reason than because he's double XP. I can imagine there's a farming node where he's actually useful in. Especially on JP, where they had a farming node with 1 enemy on it. It just screams, take a single target if you don't have like looping potential for... hard looping potential for killing one enemy at a time. And 100k damage is pretty hard to pull off. Yeah, we got a ways before Summer Kiara. I wouldn't worry too much about her. Take it a few months at a time. Like, when would you realistically start saving for Summer Kiara? 5 months ahead of time? 6 months ahead of time? That's not even next year if you're only thinking 6 months ahead of time for Saint Quartz savings. Or money savings. I don't know how much money you spend. Alright, what have we got there? Who are we going to level next? You think NA will eventually do what JP does, where you get 10 mana prisms instead of separating them into the daily quests? Probably. NA doesn't really diverge from JP at all. If anything, they skip things, but they don't skip any... They skip banners, but they don't skip content, right? Like, we're a slightly more stripped down, but mechanically we're the same. We just miss on a few banners, as I recall. Like, IRL events, they seem to be skipping for NA. Everything else they seem to be implementing, including gameplay updates. In fact, we might get that update earlier, depending on how eager they are for it. I'm not sure we'll get that one early in particular, because it's changing their reward system, and they may not want to do that ahead of schedule because reasons. But most of the time, if we're getting convenience or visual updates, we get them ahead of time. So yeah, I'm expecting to get that. Like, so far, the only thing we've missed is campaigns or banners. The free ascension that doesn't use any mats or anything to ascend. I don't know when we'll get that. I'm also not sure what they implemented that, like, how they implemented that on JP for existing accounts. But yeah, I'm curious when we'll get that, because that is really convenient for starting out new accounts. Like, even if you don't roll a 5-star on your starting St. Quartz or in your first couple days, you can instantly level Hercules to 70. And a maxed out Hercules, sure he doesn't have his bond CE, but he'll still destroy everything on the planet. No problem. Like, Herc is still a monster, even without his bond CE. Or good CE access. He's just a good servant in general. Alright, Assassin. Ezo. It was just Saber XP we had extra of, right? Yeah. Oh, why do I automatically click those? Alright. Yeah, I'm thinking we'll probably get it like next year or so. We'll probably get it next year for the anniversary. Since they already had it on JP. That makes the most sense to me. Hundred Faces, Fuma, Steno, Carmilla. He wants 20 chains. She wants 20 chains. What do you want? Dust? Dust and gears. I don't have that many gears to give out, man. What do you want? More dust. Why do you all want my dust and gear? Dust, gears, and chains. What do you want? 1 billion bones. Oh, you're waiting on those. And you're gonna be waiting a while. Alright. I think we're going to Chain Hell. I think we're going straight to Chain Hell after this. Do not pass go, do not collect $200, straight to Chain Hell. It's gonna be miserable for all of us. Ah, fuck it. Let's go. Ezo first. Head first into Chain Hell. We know what we're doing. We know what we're getting ourselves into. Oh, that's a cool Final Ascension art.
わしは誰にも負けんが、誰にもわしを笑わせん。絶対にな。
I got bad news for you, Izo. Real bad news. You'll lose to people still. Even though you're at max tension, you're still gonna lose to people. Okay though, because the ladies seem to love you. Not quite sure why or how, but he is mega popular, right? Izo's like super popular in Japan, right? Alright, level 70. 36 embers sitting in the bank. What do you need? Bones? Sure. We don't have anyone who desperately needs bones, so I can spend bones. Fairly freely, in fact. Alright. What does Sanson need? Yeah, we can level Sanson, why not? Sanson's kinda cool. I like Sanson. Not my favorite servant by any stretch, but he's cool.
ええ、実にいい形だ。ありがとうございます。
我ながらいい調整だ。
Alright, we have 35 embers left, and then we'll be digging into our last couple boxes. Alright. Oh, we're actually just a little bit shy on Sanson's requirements. Nope, no super. I was thinking, maybe a double up would get us there. But it seems we're a little bit shy. Alright. How many more boxes do we have, Quetz? We gotta be running low. It feels like the boxes never run out. But when they do, I know I'll suddenly have insufficient XP. That's what happened to Gilfest. I was like, wow, I have more XP than I know what to do with. And then suddenly I was out of XP. Ironically, Gilgamesh emptied my XP. He get Gilgamesh. Gil giveth, Gil taketh. It's a rough thing. Alright. Boxes. Give me the mana prisms. Give me the fangs. Give me the XP. Give me the bones. Heck, I'll even take the octuplet crystals. Man, I think at this point I gotta be overstocked on gems. I know I don't have enough gems and that I actually need like literal thousands, but it feels like I have a million gems. Especially the secret kind. You need a shit ton of secret gems. I just don't level enough of my servant's skills to notice the secret gem requirements all the time. Alright, who's next after this? That's always my thought. Who's next after this? We even stuck a couple grails on people. I'm tempted to grail Cersei as well. Still sitting on that temptation, trying not to fall for it. But I want Cersei to be good so badly. I like turning people into piglets. I like the idea of all her abilities. I just wish she was slightly better. More damage maybe? More NP gain maybe? I don't know what she's missing. I want her to somehow be better, which is why I'm thinking of grailing her. Alright, 80 XP. You're back, and now only the only skill you can work on of waivers is the third one. Welcome back, and keep working on it. And this game takes a lot of time to get what you want, but you'll get there eventually. Get all the skills you want to get for waiver. Don't want to use that one. Get all the embers you've ever dreamed of. I feel like I'm just about there on embers, to be honest, but I feel like I'm that way every lottery. Like, wow, how could I possibly want any more embers? This is more than I ever wanted. I'll never run out. Spoilers, I'll run out. You can level up to 10. You can level it up to 10. The third skill and the first skill are the two most important ones. Generally the third skill. Not everyone most people ignore crits for returning, so they care most about the third skill. As like, if you think about it this way, you know, your normal 3-turn setup, you like use an NP, use an NP, use an NP. So you want the most damage on those skills. If you're doing lower than that damage, lower than the expected damage, you maybe don't kill them, and that's a problem. Alright. We'll max you out on 3-star XP. Sounds good. There's a few servants we have that aren't leveled yet, but yeah, I'll live with it. Do I have... hold up, default. Do I have anyone? We're sorting by cost now. Anyone who's not maxed going by cost. Suzuka isn't bad. Maybe Suzuka? Any welfares I'm missing though? No, I think we're good on welfares. Okay. Bedivere. You need 8 forbidden changes, 12 blue gems for the first and second skill. Oof, you need the blue gems? That sucks.
Mario.
That sucks. That means you clearly didn't do enough of the lottery. Or you didn't have it unlocked on NA. So I feel like if you participated in one of the last 2 lotteries on NA, you probably shouldn't be too concerned about blue gems. Although Waver is a caster, so I could see being low on blue gems for casters, as they are probably the most needy class when it comes to XP and gems, because like, I swear to God, almost every single caster is a caster worth leveling and who fills a unique niche that you want. Like, okay, let's take 2 seconds and have a look at the caster class. We're going to ignore gold servants. We're just looking at the silver servants right now. Obviously there's powerful gold servants, but like, okay, Hans is a really good servant. You should probably level him up, especially when his interlude comes out and gives him a battery over time. Really good servant, you probably want to level him up, and his skills. Shakespeare, really good 1-turn damage support, has a targeted battery. You probably want to level him up, especially if you don't have a Waver or someone else with charge. Mozart has the best star bomb in the game. You probably want to level him up, get his 3rd skill to 10. Wow, that's like 4 casters you actually want. Paracelsus enables looping, really good arts AoE guy. You probably want to level him up. Medei has buff strip if you don't have it anywhere else, so you know what, you probably want to level her up. Wow, that's like half the casters. Who else do we got? Well, Babbage isn't that great. We can probably skip Babbage. You can probably skip Mephistopheles and even Caster Q if you want to, as well as Geronimo. But then we still have, wow, Avikabron, who is still really good. His on-death ability is really good. He's a solid AoE farmer. I believe he has a battery on his other skill. Yeah, he has rapid casting for a solid battery. Also a good servant you should probably level up, either for AoE farming or for gimmick strats involving Poster Girl or Scapegoat or a Taunt CE or something. Like, they're all really needy servants. They want lots of skill point investment and lots of XP to be at their maximum potential. And that's before you get to Waver, so I can see being low on blue gems even if you did the lottery. If you're obsessively spending blue gems on everyone who wants them, because they all basically every caster wants blue gems. Alright, and back to where I was. I was asking myself if I wanted to level Suzuka, or if I wanted to stick XP on someone else for the time being. I think Suzuka's probably worth it. Even if we don't use her that much. She might come up in an event or something. And it's just weird not having at least level 40 on all your gold servants. At least I think it's kind of weird. I'm gonna go for that. How much do I have left in the lottery ticket department? We still got a bunch. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, did I actually have none left in my... Whoops. Yeah, we're actually super low. Alright. I forgot these are worth so much. These are worth like 3 gold embers each.
じゃあ経力アップだしそろそろ
Alright. Hopefully this is the last or the second last time we have to roll all these boxes out. We're just about done, and we can get to skills, which will be a lot shorter as I only have a few servants whose skills I want to level. Right away, that is. Hate forbidden pages. The best place to farm pages is Shinjuku, if you didn't know it already. The next best place is Hyde Park in London. So if it's not cast or day to day, I guess you can go and farm out those 8 pages, as the page drop rates are pretty mediocre. Alright. We have an interesting crew on tonight. What are you guys looking? I don't know how much anime you guys watch, but are you looking? What is the anime you are looking forward to most in this next upcoming season? I feel like this next anime season is super loaded with a lot of good shows coming up. It feels like they put a bunch on hold and decided to release all the good shows at once next year, starting in January. It's like we got the next section of Re:Zero. We got, well, for people who are still watching it, we got more Attack on Titan, we got Quintessential Quintuplets Part 2, we got, shit, how long is my watch list for next season? It's like super long now. We got Tensei Slime, we got that Spider Isekai, we got the next season of Log Horizon. I keep forgetting that, goddamn. The 3rd season of Log Horizon. It feels like it's been like a year and a half, 2 years at least, since we had Log Horizon going. Please be better than the 2nd season. The 2nd season had potential, but it just didn't live up to it. I'm looking forward to next anime season, which should be starting next week officially. I don't think there's anything airing this week, but there's a lot of good shows airing next season, and I gotta wait. I don't like the waiting. I missed a couple clicks. Kind of idly moving my mouse while clicking. Opening boxes. Feels like a job at this point. Alright, present box is full. I'm actually kind of tempted to start turning the silver XP into mana prisms, as I don't really want all the XP, but I mean, I know I'll want it at some point, so I'm not going to do that. It's just a tempting thought. Easier to deal with if I auto burn it. I feel like I'm almost there, but I know I'm not at the point where I should always be burning fires. They're still useful for me. Almost done opening this stuff. Almost done. Alright. A box to go. Box to go. I'd even be able to finish this without leveling anyone else up. In fact, I think we will. Then we'll have cleared out everything we wanted from this event. Be done with it entirely. $600 tickets remaining. We're halfway through a box, so we're not getting the next box. I don't know how far we are into this box, but I'm pretty sure we only get like half of the next box at most. Ooh, less than I thought. We might be getting a third. Alright. Alright. Ideally, we get the fangs, bones, secret gems, and lucha belts. But that'd be on the good side of RNG. What are we getting for the last box? 2 of the secret gems so far. 1 of the belts. Alright. We'll call that roll a miss. Another miss. Another miss. Come on, Quetz. 2 secret gems. I think we got like half the secret gems. Another miss on good items. I don't think we're getting much of the good items. There's a belt and 1 bone. Oh, we got 3 more rolls, right? That's not a great pull from that box. We missed all the fangs. Most of the materials. We got 2 of the belts and that's it. Yeah, we got most of the secret gems at least. Not bad, not bad. Although, based on how many assassin pieces I now have, I'm kind of wishing I'd, Please stop talking, Bradamante. Alright. How many... We have 15 dumbbells, okay. Oh my god, Bradamante, your voice is painful to listen to. Alright, we're completely out of patches. Time to turn in all these belts. 166 belts for a small mountain of QP. 83 million. Thank you so much. Alright, we're officially done opening boxes. Dragging the loot out. I think we pulled a bunch of embers into here. Yeah, we got 72 and 50 in here respectively. But we also got all the... We got most of the servants we wanted leveled. There's a couple servants that aren't leveled, but for the most part I think every major servant we want is done. How is my favorite cannibal caster doing? Where are you at, Mozart? we are gonna have to roll on the friend point gotcha a few more times before he's there. He's almost there. He's at 59. He gets to 60, he'll be done. I'd rather turn... personally at least, I'd rather burn extra 3 stars that we don't need. Like, we should realistically have all of these as NP5 already. I wish you could mute voices in this game a little bit. All of our 3 stars, except for like a couple, should be NP5. Most notably Alexander, because we have terrible luck with him. And the story locked 3 stars. Everyone else should be maxed. So I'm just gonna burn these 3 stars, as I feel like it's better to get the mana prisms than it is to please stop talking. Thank you. Justin, shut up. Alright. I feel like it's more efficient to burn 3 stars for mana prisms than it is to use them for XP. The 1s and 2 stars, I know it's not really efficient, but they're also not generating XP or any real value. Yeah, give me the mana prisms. 15? Alright, have we done our 10 pull summon today? We have not. Grand summon. Realistically, the only thing we could get is like a 3-star CE or possibly a, wow, an Alexander. Just so we would have NP5 Alexander, because I don't know how it's possible, but we still don't have NP5 Alexander. We have like NP15 of a lot of servants. And we're somehow not getting Alexander. Oh well. Okay. So we're gonna have a lot of rank ups and skill up quests to do, now that we have ascended several servants to max. We'll probably do those when they're on half AP. I'm thinking right now I probably want to go do chains. I'm just gonna look, see who I have that could potentially use a few skill ups. That is clearly missing them. Artoria kinda wants one. What do you want? Lancelot? Ooh. He wants gears. Gears are expensive. Gears are expensive, Lancelot. His 3rd skill can be skipped. His second skill can be skipped. His 1st and 3rd skill are probably the best ones. Don't need skills for you, so we could potentially put some points into Lancelot, although Lancelot doesn't really benefit much from the lottery itself. Neither does Altera. Artoria mostly just gets QP. Nero gets some fangs. That's not a bad idea. We want Nero to be 10-10-10 just to say we have her 10-10-10. Unfortunately, she requires gears for her last skill level, so we're not getting her 10-10-10. Alright. I don't actually know which of those Archeria skills to level highest, but okay, we can do that. We actually have fangs now, so that's doable. Uriel we haven't used in a while. I think we're probably okay not to level anything of hers up. Emiya, what is your projection? That is a lot of heroes things. I don't want to go farm for them. I'm looking specifically for people who use the level up materials that we got in the event. Oh yeah, we need to farm chains really hard. Arash wants chains too. And she's on gears and spinal fluid, alright. So far chains are almost definitively the only thing we need to be farming right now. Chains and gears. Too bad there isn't a node where we can do both. As I recall, this skill is, yeah, debuff resist, so not very useful. Just the charisma and hero perform are good. Georgios can raise his defense, but he's probably going to die anyway. I don't think... Most of our riders don't seem to care about the materials we were farming out. I guess Astolfo kind of cares about horseshoes. But it's like a distant second in his mind as he doesn't need his skills leveled. Ushi, yeah, why not? Ushi's pretty good. She deserves 6/6. She also sees use sometimes as a backup DPS, so I'm not gonna throw her out for no reason. Alright. So I usually do like Astolfo, Ryoma, or Ushi as rider DPS when I'm looking at bosses. You need chains. You are all about I don't know what. Here, have some caster gems. I hear they taste delicious, Anastasia. And it feels good to throw skills at people. Even if they're not going super high, just sticking their skills at like something decent is really nice. Her battery is probably one of her biggest features. Okay. Her battery and her mystic eyes are probably her best features because she's a farming servant. So that's where we're going to focus. She's big on conches. I want to see what her next materials requirement is, so without looking at the wiki, I'm just gonna level this up to 6. Dust, okay. Not a great pick for us. She doesn't need any of these materials. He mostly just needed the QP to be leveled. Alright. Sieg. What does Sieg need? Okay, perfect. Sieg is a good farmer for us, and also needs fangs. He is the epitome of someone we were farming to skill up. Awesome. He also eats a metric fuck ton of fangs, so I'm really glad we got it. Got all these fangs. Damn bro, you really like your fangs. I know you transform into a dragon, but do you really need your own... Do you really need to bring your own fangs? Like, do you not just have the 10 on your own hands? Oh, it's 11 Eastern, so we're probably resetting for the night. That's why the screen's black. I didn't lose my connection. The game servers are restarting. And there we go. Contest of speed. It's a race between Dante's and Medusa. Is it a foot race? What's happening? I want the backstory for this CE. I like the art on it. Who did this art? Hold up. Who did this art? I was gonna say, it looks very ufotable. It is in fact ufotable. I want the backstory for this event. Why is Medusa racing Dante's on foot? This looks really cool. This is a really nice looking CE. I like this. Yeah, they did a really good job with that. Damn, man. Kaori Endo, your art kicks ass. I know you're basically just the rep for Ufotable, but fuck, man. What an art piece. Alright. That's why I'm okay with getting random garbage craft essences, because sometimes the art just blows you away. You're like, wow, I wasn't expecting to randomly find a masterpiece in a video game. Alright. Alright. There go most of my fangs. To cardboard. I don't even remember what his best farming skills are. But I know he's a good farmer. And all of these skills are somehow relevant. So let's see, 7 and 8. Yeah, I don't know what he'll need past that. Fangs are probably all he needs. He might need bones at 8 or 9, but we'll be okay for now. You want gears, and holy shit, you like bones and dust. Okay. Unfortunately, you like gears, and we'd need to put rapid casting to, I think, 10 to be most relevant, so you're probably not going past that for now. What does Caesar need? Dust. Okay. I don't think anyone needs fangs desperately. That's a nice change of pace. Unless these need fangs or chains? Pages, okay. I can live with throwing pages Cersei's way. That's not too bad. Like, I want to put her at least at equal to Sieg. Come on. Someone I actually want to level deserves more than that. Alright. Okay, we don't even use Midday Lily, so I'm not gonna look at her skills too much. I know there's someone out here who needs bones, and their name is Shiki. Hello, Shiki. Here's 24 bones. Please do something useful with them. Like, get a better battery. One that doesn't kill you, ideally. Fangs? Yep, fangs is a good investment. Or not fangs, claws. Ooh, now she wants... Now she's getting expensive. She wants the gears. Sorry, we're gonna have to hold off on those for a bit. Alright. And no reason not to sink. Since we already sank fangs into Sieg, we may as well throw the fangs at Semiramis as well. I don't actually care too much for feathers, but I know we'll run out of feathers soon, so I'm gonna hold off on those, see where we're at. We might want to put Familiar Dove to 10. Double Summon. I'm not sure how much we're going to use Semiramis when we fight bosses blindly anymore, so I'm not sure we need Double Summon. Yeah, Double Summon's just mana gain, by the way. It's like, just increase NP gain for yourself for 3 turns. And I guess don't get beaten in by casters, but there aren't that many scary caster bosses around. So that's not as big a deal as it could be. Alright, we're through bones on Shiki, so Shiki doesn't care about bones. Basaka. What do we got for you? Pages. Why do you need pages? I mean, I guess it's better than regular Jean needing pages, because regular Jean can't even read, but still. Your battery doesn't increase, this is just your 1-turn Buster card effectiveness. Yeah, whatever. Pages it is. We already grailed you. It feels silly if we didn't put some investment into your skills. And we ain't broke anymore, so we may as well go for it. Alright. Spartacus. We'll have the foes for Spartacus soon. And I don't think Honor of Suffering actually does anything yet. It's just health. Alright. Doesn't do anything for us, we don't care about it. Oh. We can get more overload for Miss Explodey. That's good. I'm spending all my bone level ups now. Alright. Fran with overload leveled up. I don't know how much we really need galvanism. It might be useful on a farming node at some point. I mean, I guess it's just red gems and we have 400 of them, so... Red gems and bones, both of which we have a good number of and probably won't need for a while, especially if we've leveled most of our bone guzzling servants already. Go, Fran is done. Ichikata, of course, consumes gears. Why wouldn't he? Gotta pick an awkward resource for me, don't ya? Alright. What do you need? I believe your middle skill is probably your best skill? Yeah, 1 turn Stargather rate and sure hits pretty bad. Mana Burst Evade is pretty good. Stars per turn and HP per turn and NP gauge per turn for all allies is probably one of your best skills. Let's put these up there. I want to see what materials you require. 400 blue gems. We're still okay on blue gems for Berserkers. It's just the stars. It's not NP gauge each turn. Interesting. Alright. Wine? Wine is barely noticeable. Oh, increase attack. Oh no, it is just Stargather rate. Alright. I'm gonna see what we get other than passive star gen off this. What do we need after this wine? Those? Okay, don't care. You're not an expensive servant to level up, relatively speaking. Alright, is Mash maxed? She is. Is our only alter ego maxed? She is not. Ellie Chan's pretty good. Might be worth leveling her a little bit. And oh god. Oh god. What the hell? That's a crazy expensive materials requirement for leveling skills. 4 of each kind? Are you serious? Seriously? 4 of each kind? For all of them? That's bananas for a level 1 skill. What the heck? Oh, it's 4 of a different kind for the second level. Okay. That's insanely expensive. So it's gonna be the same thing except red gems, and then the same thing except secrets? Gods, that's... If it's the same... Oh my god. Oh my god. 12 plus 16 secrets? Holy shit, it's like 30 secrets per skill level. Holy shit. That's insanely expensive. What the heck? What the heck? What the heck, Ruler Quetz? Your materials costs are obscene. Like, I thought the 2 of each was bad, but man. He's like, yeah, 3 or 4 of each. Damn, bro. That's nuts. NPK here. I should probably level Mecha Elushan's skills. Although she seems to just require gems as well, so we might hold off on that because we have a lot of Kipi. What do you need? Reasonable things like chains and bullets. Oh no, you don't even require you just require materials. You don't even require. All right, whatever. Whatever, Salieri. All right. Ah, the fangs are after that. Okay. The fangs are skills 7 and 8. That's fine, that's fine. We don't need the fangs on her. Do not need the fangs on Artoria right now. So the only person I think who's left to get fangs is this one. Arturia. Give her fangs so she gets to rank 6 on the beach house. So we need chains, gears, and pages, ideally. As I feel like Aresh definitely deserves a little bit more than what we can give her right now. Who was my first SSR? Altera. Altera is my first super rare. I got her right before I ran into Goddess Rongominiad, and I actually stopped and got XP so I could use her immediately. She's my first SSR, and she's earned that Bond 8. I was using her as my like main DPS for so many boss fights, it wasn't even funny. She was my DPS. She was still my Saber DPS up until Lost Belt 2. Everything before Lost Belt 2, she was my main Saber DPS. She hasn't participated in a single lottery event, and she's only been used as a Saber DPS on when needed for every other occasion. Pretty close to Bond 10. Bond 8 is pretty impressive. I leveled her crest to the star to max and her natural body to 6, and then I just stopped on the tactics because tactics scales so poorly. It's barely worth paying attention to. I think she's getting a skill up soon though, right? Or at some point, right? Or am I thinking of someone else? Yes, she is getting a skill up for her first skill to make it actually useful. At some point. That is actually a good skill. Damn. It actually becomes a good skill. Although it won't scale other than in cooldown. The new upgrade for it turns it into a buff strip for defensive buffs. And defensive buffs specifically include defense up, evade, and invincible. So her being able to strip buffs might matter at some point in a Saber fight. Yeah, I'm just going to change this because this has been triggering me for a long time. She should be 6'6", 10. Altera is fucking awesome. Who was your first super rare Xenon? I'm gonna be completely honest, I didn't actually like Altera when I pulled her because I was pulling for Gilgamesh and got A Saber, and B a Saber I'd never heard of and wasn't interested in, but after playing, and didn't have the mechanics I liked, but after playing with her, I kinda liked her, and then I played Extella and was like, holy shit, Altera is actually fucking awesome. So I'm actually pretty glad I got Altera, as if I didn't have a copy of her and didn't have a welfare version of her, I definitely want a copy of her after playing Extella. Altria on JP Summer Kiara. Graduate. Congratulations. That's pretty awesome, man. Yeah. Yeah, I got Altera while I was rowing for Gilgamesh and was pretty pissed. But turns out Altera was basically what I wanted anyway, so not really worth complaining about when realistically a good Saber DPS is probably worth more than a good Archer DPS on a starting account. If you think about it, like, who are the good Sabers? On NA, the best Saber is Bedivere, who you can only get NP1 unless you roll in the story. I was in Camelot, so I couldn't even get them on the story in the first place when I got Altera. The next best is Caesar, who I fucking hate, and I had Dion as my starter, and he's basically completely useless as a DPS because his attack stat's low, he has no attack ups, and he basically just sucks as DPS. Meanwhile, we have, like, Uriel, Robin Hood, Arash, David, and Billy rounding out this insane mountain of good 3-star DPS, good low-star DPSs that you can get easily. And for free. Same with, like, obviously 3-star you get Ku Lancer, who's bananas. Ushi is pretty competent. So is Medusa. And I'd even say Georgios is also pretty competent. Alexander is kind of sidelined competent, but hey, you know, the other three definitely make up for that. Caster obviously has an insane amount of good supports. At low stars, I think the low star assassins are better than some of the high star ones. Low star berserkers, you still got some good choices, not including Bunyan, but like Lu Bu, Kiyohime, and Spartacus are all passable. So it's really just the Saber class that gets shafted super hard by having Saber Gilles, who's basically garbage, Fergus, who's a mediocre AoE, a story-locked servant, and one semi-competent Saber. So, like, if I'd known what I knew now, I would have been very grateful for randomly pulling Altera instead of someone else, because god damn, the Saber class is like the weakest class for low stars. Like, obviously excluding Bedivere because he's story locked. On JP it's a little bit different because Caesar gets buffed sky high with his NP, but on NA, especially when you don't have Caesar, yeah, you're not really set up to do well against Lancer enemies. I mean, you're probably worse off against foreigner enemies, but, you know, we don't have any 3-star alter egos, so it is what it is. Alright. Anyone I'm missing for skills? Who I desperately want to throw up skills on. I think we're basically good. Other than casters, there's always casters I want to pile on skills with, but we'll get there when we fucking get there. Holy shit. I don't even know what skills to level for this chick. Probably Wisdom of the Demon God. Probably Wisdom of the Demon God. That makes the most sense. Wisdom of the Demon God is probably her best skill, unless something tells me otherwise. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna just put some points into this to see what her materials are. Actually, I brought it up. What are her materials requirements? Stakes, feathers, chains. Wow, Queen of Sheba, you really hate me, don't you? Stakes, feathers, chains. Alright. Well, you're basically never going to see any of those. Alright. Instead of farming up skills we don't want, let's focus on farming for some materials we do want. Chains, gears, pages. I think I'm gonna go with gears this time. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember what the gears node is. I think it's probably in Shinjuku. Where is it? The Riffling Hole in Shinjuku. Okay. Kill a shit ton of Colorachuras. We want caster, AoE DPS. Shinjuku. Doo -doo -doo. It's in the barrel tower? This one? Yep, this node. Okay. AoE caster DPS. We might just... I think we just borrow a waiver here. Although we don't necessarily need the waiver. That guy's 777, but I don't think we need a waiver, so it doesn't matter. Alright. I don't know how much health these guys have. Colorachuras probably don't have that much health. So let's do a standard setup, assuming we take a caster support. It's gonna be like Nidochris and Nero all the way. Nidochris. Nero. Nidochris doesn't need anything. You can give her a Heaven's Feel. Actually, how much damage does she need to do? 32k? She can take something other than a Heaven's Feel if we want to give her something else. Let's see. We're not going to take this waiver. Oh, we're not going to actually take this waiver, but I will equip... Where are you? My own bonus bond CE, that's somewhere here. Okay. I'll go with Mystic Code XP. We don't need you. We can instead take Nero. Yeah, why not? Stick Nero in the back. Arash. Arash kills the first wave. Nidochris kills the second wave. Caster kills the third wave. Doesn't really matter that we leveled Arash. Other than that, he can... Arash can choose... In this setup, Arash can choose not to run Imaginary Element and can run something with more damage. That's kind of handy. We don't actually need to do that, but he can choose to either run something with more damage, or he can choose to keep the Imaginary Element and consume 10% less of Waver's charge, which might be relevant for one of our servants. Just doesn't matter in this setup. In fact, we don't even need Waver here. We could actually use Shakespeare in this setup, and it would be the same. Imagine a setup where I could use Shakespeare. Although my Shakespeare is also like Bond 9, so we probably don't need the... Probably don't really care to take the Shakespeare either. Alright. Give me some of those gears. I've never farmed this gears. I've never farmed gears in general before. This node doesn't seem too bad for clearing. Like, I'm assuming we aren't going to need some crazy buffs for the third wave. Nero Caster herself should be able to clear this. We hit for like 38, so we definitely kill that guy if we didn't instant death him. That's good to know. $174,000. Holy shit. Alright. I was thinking that last guy would be a walk in the park. It seems I was completely wrong. Holy shit, that guy has a lot of health. Alright. Well then. Nero, I need you to hit like an absolute monster. That guy has way too much health. 75k at the end? Oof. I don't know about pushing that kind of damage. Might need to change Mystic codes for this. We're currently running a level 1 Arctic. Not the strongest, but it's something to level. Yeah, I have the feeling those... Okay. Oh, we might actually get this on damage. Nice job, Nero. Okay, we might actually need a Nero Brave Chain for this, but we can actually do it. That's awesome. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple of this. And then I think we'll jump over to Final Fantasy 13. It's been a while since I played any of that. But hey, progress is progress. How close are we to Bond 10 on Nero anyway? He's almost 8. Arash is like 8.5. Arash is more likely to be Bond 10 than anyone else, I guess. Certainly sees a lot of use. Poor man basically never stops working for me. An endless stream of arrows. Hey, how's it going, Shadow? We actually just finished opening all our boxes, and I'm just spending some AP before I change games. Kiara is 10-10-10. Congratulations, man. I just got my Nero to 10-10-10. This is the first fight we've used her in so far. I leveled a few other skills on several other servants, but mostly, but the biggest one is definitely 10-10 on Nero. Yeah, I can start focusing on Gilgamesh. Oh yeah. Sounds good, my man. That was 3 Nero cards. Nero will have a Brave Chain. His battery. If you're doing them one at a time, Gilgamesh's battery is his best skill. His charisma is his next best skill. Actually, yeah, his charisma is his next best skill, as I recall. Let me check. I believe his NP, yeah. He goes from 20 to 30% NP gauge increase with his third skill. You actually want to scale that up, unless you're going to exclusively use him with a K-scope and nothing else. Then maybe you can focus the charisma first for more damage. Yeah. Yeah, it's Star Absorb. As I recall, it's Star Absorb and NP gain. Assuming you've done the interlude. If you haven't done the interlude, it's just Star Absorb and obviously not a battery. His first skill is his next most important skill because it gives him more damage. And obviously, it's just a charisma though, so like it's nothing bananas. Like it might be the best normal charisma, but that's not too amazing when we have things like Waver's charisma. Yeah, you're gonna focus on his battery first, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. My Gilgamesh is unfortunately just back to QP farming. Oh boy, everyone's favorite QP farming. I actually have like 500 million QP now. It feels really nice to not be broke. Like, I just put a couple skills, I leveled a few skills up to like 7 or 8, even a couple to 10, and didn't even notice the dent in the QP. I know I can't do it forever, but it still is nice to do it for now. Alright. Yeah, I also got my I also got my Arash's 3rd skill to 10, so Waver only needs to use one of his buffs. It saves a little bit of time when farming. You have to wait a bit till Kiara is able to hit level 100. That's a lot of QP and a lot of embers to get 100. Keep at it though. You'll make it there soon enough. Yeah, classless embers are hard to find. I mean, are they? You get 100 classless embers minimum in every event. You get 100 classless blazes per event, and you get like 5-ish gold embers per week. Not that bad. What do you farm for? Currently I'm farming for gears. And let me tell you, gear farming is not going well. The gear farm rate's like 1 and 2 right now. I'm mostly just spending my AP though, because I don't desperately need anything. Like, I would like gears so I can level a few servant skills right now. Just why I'm going for it. When Guildfest comes back, you want to QP? Yeah, but Guildfest isn't back for a while, man. Ouch. Okay, this time we're probably not killing that Color Achura. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Neocris, but you're simply not as hard-hitting as Nero. Yo. Yeah, Gil requires a shit ton of proofs of heroes. It sucks. It sucks farming proofs, man. The drop rate's so low. Much like Bones, you can do a lot of runs of proofs and get basically nowhere. You have like 7 gears. Oh yeah. Gear farming sucks. Oh, he's on evade. He's on evade. Oh, it's just one hit left. Never mind. That's not too bad. It still sucks, but we can deal with it. Just have to make sure we actually use the Road Shade. In the event Nero doesn't kill it. Alright. Yeah, next year's Guildfest is going to be pretty crazy because I'll already have multiple MLB event CEs. And then they'll give me even more. I'll have so many event CEs. I will like tear through that. I will tear through that frickin' event. It'll be the fastest I ever do an event because holy shit, I spent like 600 quartz on it and have multiple MLB 5 stars. I think I have 1 or 2 MLB 5-star CEs from that. I don't mean the drop CEs, I mean the Thank Quartz CEs. I spent so much quartz stuff. Alright. One more clear of this. I think the first event that's actually on rerun that I spent Saint Quartz on, so I'm looking forward to being able to benefit from having all the CEs already and not having to spend quartz on the event. Although, knowing DW, they'll change up which servants are on raid up or something, and I'll want to go throw St. Courts at them. Let's find out. Who's on raid up next year for Guildfest, or this year for Guildfest? This coming year for Guildfest. There's Chaldea Boys. No. We want Future EN Summons. What do we got? Future EN Summons. Battle in New York 2019? That looks about right. 2019. Oh. They're completely new CEs. Really? Really? They're completely new CEs? For the rerun? Are you serious? That sucks. They changed the CEs for the rerun of Guildfest. That sucks. Alright. Oh. Okay. In that case, we won't be blasting through the event. Thankfully, only Gilgamesh, Gargan, and Jaguar Warrior are on raid up. Battle in New York 2019. Right. I was looking forward to having all the CEs limit broken and being able to like speed run the store and lotteries without having to fork out St. Courts, but it seems the Lightworks has different plans for me. Ooh, 3 Nero cards this turn. That means she almost certainly won't be Brave Chaining this turn. Or on turn 3, that is. Next turn she might. Turn 3 is almost certainly a miss. Yep, no Nero cards next turn. That sucks. Was kinda hoping to get a couple Nero cards next turn, as that way we could actually 3-turn this node. We still need a Brave Chain to kill that Coloratura. Either that, or we need to like plug suit in someone for another NP. Could probably do that, but I'm trying to level something other than plug suit for once. Oh right, Arash died, so it actually resets our cards. I'm a dumbass. We actually had a chance. Arash dying resets the cards we have. One more day till GSSR. I'm surprised they haven't done an announcement for it yet. Usually they announce stuff more than a day ahead of schedule. But here we are. No complaining. No complaints though. I'm okay with that. I guess it's one full day, right? Like a full 24 hours before GSSR, approximately. It might be a little more than that, but yeah, it's about a day-ish to the GSSR. Coloratura is down. Mission accomplished. Alright. Yeah, they should know that we already know. I thought Albert was a big fan of Grand Order and got them to bring it over. So he should have a JP account and probably know what's coming next. Even if he mains NA now. Alright. Well, I think I'm done on Grand Order for a bit. That's mission accomplished for those boxes, damn. I didn't think we'd get so much. Every time we do every time I do a lottery, I'm surprised by how far I took all my servants. Like how many level 1s do I actually have left? Sort by level, default, go down to the bottom. disregard the unlocked Spartacus, because unlocked servants, we have Mainu, Cha-Cha, both of whom I probably won't ever level. Eric the Red, Caligula, Mata Hari, Phantom as our level 1s. I guess I kind of want to level some of these. Yeah, I definitely want to level Avikaron and Ku. Possibly Mephistopheles. I don't know about Geronimo and Babbage. Some of these could use level 1s. Let's count the ones I actually give a shit about leveling at some point. 1 for Mata Hari, 2 for Ku, 3 for Mephistopheles, 5 for Avikaron, 6 for Blackbeard, 7 for Nursery Rhyme, 8 for Alexander, 9 for Yuri Pirates, 10 for I don't remember what your name is, 11 for Hector, 12 for Diarmid, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have like 16 level 1s, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 18 servants who still need Ascension, 19 servants that still need Ascension, that we had leveled. I guess we still got a ways to go. I'm definitely more than halfway through my leveling my servants. Like all of them. All of my servants. I'm more than halfway. Most of them are just silvers and bronzes at this point. And I could probably get another one of those done if I wanted to. Like, we could almost certainly put one of these guys to max if we tried. I just don't want you to know. Yeah, we've made some good progress. I'm thinking, if I do another 200 boxes in lotteries, like, by the end of next year I might actually have no servants but gold servants to level. Got so much done. Alright. The level, that is. Skilling is a completely different story. Alright. Alright, I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm gonna change games over to Final Fantasy 13. I'll see y'all in a couple minutes. Alright. Have a good night, Spade. I actually think that my main window just locked up because the game crashed. It's actually gonna be a hot minute before I get this because I might have to restart the computer as Task Manager is inaccessible for whatever reason. I can only access things on one window. It's kind of weird. Alright. I will be right back. I'll just do a quick restart. Should be like 1 minute. Anyway, have a great night, Spade. I'll see you around.